Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Hyrek, your VoIP expert here at VoIP Supply, and welcome to another episode of SIP Chats. Today, we are featuring Mike O'Donnell from Voneto. Mike and I have worked together over my past 15 years here at VoIP Supply very closely, and we would love to highlight Mike O'Donnell and his team over at Voneto. Mike, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone on SIP Chats?
Hi, everyone. Mike O'Donnell from Voneto. We are a full-service voice over IP provider based out of Pennsylvania. We service customers all across the U.S. As well as internationally. And we are a long-standing, long-term Sangoma partner. We support the full suite of Sangoma solutions. I've been a long-term partner of VoIP Supply as well. And we're 100% focused on voice over IP and related voice applications, whether it be cloud-based, on-prem, hybrid, SIP trunking, hosting, or sort of middle-ware applications that sort of connect users with these various applications, whether it be CRM suites, etc. So I'm happy to be here and happy to be talking to Brian about various topics today.
Mike, thanks for sitting down with us. I know that primarily Voneto is a Sangoma partner. Do you want to speak a bit about that and a bit about your solutions and how you do help customers in the Sangoma community?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So we have different segments of customers. We have the small and mid-sized customer, typically wants more of a turnkey hosted or on-prem type solution. So we're able to do that through whether it be Switchvox or PBExact, or Voneto does have our own platform called e-platform as well, where that's applicable, which is asterisk based. So just really depending on the needs of the client, we can address those needs in more of a turnkey way. We also have a division of our business that gets involved with enterprise customers. And that's more of where we're coming in to solve specific problems that enterprise customers have. So maybe they have different pieces that they're comfortable with and they're supporting and they're able to manage themselves, but they may be missing some help or maybe some advice or different areas that they can't get to. So such as hosting. They have the application, they have the SIP trunking, but they really need reliable cloud hosting. And that's where one of our businesses at Voneto, we can do that for them. Another application could be they're using Microsoft Teams and they just deployed a large Switchvox, let's say. We're able to actually create a middleware which allows the integration between the Microsoft Teams and their Switchvox system so that they can use Microsoft Teams as their SIP client instead of a third party and have their users benefit from a single sign-on that does everything, but yet still get all the advantages from Switchvox. So it's little applications like that that we tend to play in with some of the larger customers.
It's great. It sounds like you're kind of a one-stop shop then where, even if they need help with their Switchvox being hosted or if they're looking at a whole new PBX solution, Voneto's really there to support you. Mike, over the past year or so, VoIP Supply's really seen an uptick in Microsoft Teams. Does Voneto have any involvement in the Teams project ongoing or any plays with Microsoft Teams?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely do. We've been seeing an uptick. I would say primarily there's been an enormous uptick since the pandemic had started, where folks they had it on their radar, but they weren't quite ready to do anything. And I think what the pandemic did was kind of shift that into gear. And I think with the ability now, or requirement that is, of being able to work from anywhere, Teams is becoming more part of the culture of not only the big enterprise customers, but even the small customers. We're seeing small customers running on Microsoft 365, whatever the licensing may be, and they're trying to figure out how do we allow or enable those users, whether it's a handful of users or hundreds of users, to use that interface as part of their phone system. And I think what we're doing is spending a lot really educating folks on the different options they have available. So you think about Teams, everyone gets Teams now, and Teams is great because you can collaborate with your colleagues, you can do peer-to-peer calling, you can chat, you can manage projects, And Microsoft's doing a great job, I think. I think they actually got it right this time, where they're really adding good, valuable capabilities. And so what we're doing is we're helping them say, all right, well, you're using Teams all day long. What if you can actually make Teams your real phone, not just to make internal calls, Teams to Teams, but actually have that become your quote unquote SIP client? Okay. If we can have a way where we can connect Microsoft with your phone system, whether it be Sangoma's Switchvox or PBExact or even our asterisk system, if we can have a way to do that, then your Teams users can take advantage of all the capabilities of your PBX. They can be extension calling between users on the PBX. They can be part of call queues. They could be part of your ACD and IVRs. They can have all those advantages in one place that now they can live in all day long. And so that's what we've been kind of helping clients do. And the way we're able to do that is we have a gateway, essentially a session border control that we host in our cloud, and our customers subscribe to it. And that's how we create the connection between the Teams users and their PBX.
That's great. So I don't think the general public, in general, when we've had a bunch of these deals together, Mike, and in general, when I bring that up, that well, no, you can still integrate your existing PBX, or maybe you need to integrate a asterisk-based solution to your Microsoft Teams. It's not generally aware that you can integrate the two. Um, what are you seeing most commonly used, I guess, with Teams? Is there a particular platform, or is there a particular way that people are integrating with Teams?
Yeah, so I mean, what we're seeing in the market is I think there was a time where the question was, am I going to incorporate Teams or not?
Right.
And I think that was a decision people were faced with. Do I move to Office 365? Do I use Teams for any part of my business? Maybe I use it for chat or collaboration. Now I think we're seeing this shift where it becomes so important for a lot of these customers that the question now is, well, how do I use the communications piece of Teams? Okay? And there's a couple options. The first option with Teams, you can do the peer-to-peer stuff. So Brian, if you and I were on Teams and we're in the same company, we can chat. I can call you peer-to-peer within Teams. We can collaborate. We can share documents. We can do all those things as part of the general license. But the next question is, if you and I are highly mobile and we're on the road or we're wherever we're working, and we want
Mhm.
the ability to talk to outside people, well, the next phase, if you will, is to enable direct call routing. Sangoma actually does a really good job with this with their VoIP Innovations group, where they provide a SIP trunk and the ability for the Teams client to make and receive external calls. So think of it as turning your Teams account into a business cell phone. I mean, that's really what you're doing. And the benefit is when you make an outbound call, it's not your cell phone number. It's your SIP trunk that you can create an outbound caller ID of ABC company. So it's still not integrated with the PBX, but it gives you the next layer of capabilities. And VoIP Innovations is doing a great job with that. So I encourage people, if you're interested in that as an option, contact VoIP Supply to get a little more information on that. The third phase is taking it a whole nother level. It's saying, okay, I have 50 people in my company and 20 people, all they really want to use is their Teams account to make internal calls, to make external calls, to receive inbound calls from maybe a ring group or call queue. They want that to become their desk phone. That's where we come into play for Voneto. We create this connectivity between Switchvox or PBExact or Asterisk, and we allow that to connect with your Microsoft Teams users. So they become extensions. So in addition to being able to make internal and external calls, they can now be part of all the goodness that exists within the PBX and all those advantages. And that's really the phase 3, and that's where we spend most of our time. Now, do we work with every PBX out there? No, we don't. We primarily work with the Sangoma suite of PBXs and platforms. And Voneto also has our own platform as well called ePlatform, which is an enterprise platform, enterprise features that we integrate with as well. And really what we look at is needs drive which application or platform we typically recommend. And we get involved a lot where customers already have invested in Switchvox or PBExact or some asterisk-based platform, and we're able to work with them to make that work. So in some cases, we're just strictly providing the integration, and in other cases, we're more of a full service provider.
That's excellent. So in going over those 3 phases and the multitudes that people can actually utilize this interoperability, really what VoIP Supply wants to get across as well, that in conjunction with our partners Voneto, give us a call. Let's have the conversation about how you would like to utilize Teams or what you're looking for from a business case, and we can tell you what Teams can provide to help fulfill your solution. Mike, thank you so much for spending time with us. As always, really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I know you're a busy guy, and Voneto's been very busy over there, so we appreciate it. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience?
No, I just don't be shy. I mean, it's one of those things where there are options that exist. So, reach out to your representative at VoIP Supply and, get some information on what those options are and what the pros and cons are so you can make the best decision for you. But I appreciate your time.
We appreciate you, Mike. And to everyone who is watching or listening today, thank you so much. We really appreciate your views. If you did enjoy it, please click like or subscribe. We really appreciate that as well, and we'd like to keep the SIP chats rolling. But until next time, and as always, thank you for joining SIP chats. Cheers.